the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Hunter.
Is Travis Hunter a fantasy cheat code? Just like Lady Gaga, he plays both ways. Today we're picking the winners and losers from the NFL Draft. We're also breaking down a handful of rookies and making way too early predictions that won't possibly come back to haunt me 10 months from now. This is the AFC South. Welcome to Shut Up Football. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus. That's Kevin. Look, we all have football takes, but mine are backed by dubious science and bankrolled by anonymous donors. Was I not supposed to say that last part? Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a new era for the Jags as they laid the foundation for roster churn. Winners. New GM James Gladstone, who immediately rubbed his stank all over this roster by adding one guy to fix both sides of the ball. Forget AI, Travis Hunter has taken everyone's jobs. Losers. Travis Etienne. Running back wasn't considered a position of need. They took two. In the first round, they took Travis Hunter, wide receiver / cornerback out of Colorado. Hunter has been described as a unicorn because he can legitimately be a top wide receiver and a top cornerback in the league. And despite many teams having reservations about him playing both ways, the Jags seem to embrace it. Hunter was the second pick in the draft. The Jags traded up to get him. Travis Hunter is 6 foot, 188 pounds. He didn't test at the combine. When you're that good, you don't have to. In college, he had 2 years of offensive production with 159 receptions, 1,979 yards receiving, 21 total touchdowns. So yeah, he's good. The depth chart is Brian Thomas Jr., Dyami Brown, and Parker Washington. Thomas is 22 years old. He was a first-round pick from last year. He's the wide receiver 1, and it's not even close. Brown is new to the team. He came from the Commanders. He's 25 years old. He's on a 1-year deal worth okay money. Washington is 23 years old. He's got 2 more years left on his current contract. He's a decent talent that always seems to be teetering between wide receiver 3 and 4. But of course, Hunter plays defense, so let's look at that. The cornerback depth chart is Jarrian Jones, Tyson Campbell, Monteric Brown, and Jordan Lewis. Jones is 24 years old. He's a third-round pick from last year. Campbell's 25 years old. He's got 3 years left on his current contract. He's paid good money to matter. Brown is 25 years. He's on the final year of his current deal. And Lewis is 29 years old. He's got a 3-year deal. The average age in this room is 25 years old. And with the exception of Monteric Brown, they're locked up past this season. If Travis Hunter plays both ways, he could be a fantasy cheat code because he has more chances to rack up points. Receptions, interceptions, offensive and defensive touchdowns. But realistically, how often can Travis Hunter see the field? Last year, he took about 82% of the offensive snaps at Colorado and 92% of the snaps on defense. But college usage might not be an indicator of his usage in the pros. I think he goes where he's needed. And right now, the Jags need him more at wide receiver. Their starting corners were all early round picks, and they're experienced, but they're still pretty young. I expect him to see way more time, especially early on, at wide receiver. He should be valued as a wide receiver 2 with upside in his ADP and drafted that way. And currently, he's not. In the 4th round, they took Bhayshul Tuten, running back out of Virginia Tech. He's got track speed, ability to make cuts, and sidestep tacklers. They say he runs low to the ground, like a corgi. Is he Liam Cohen's Bucky Irving? I don't know. They comped him to Isaiah Pacheco. The truth is, scouts weren't singing in the shower about Bhayshul Tuten until he went to the combine. Running a 4.32 will get any scout's nipples hard. Add to that a 97th percentile burst and an RAS of 9.56. In college, he had 2 years of production with 2,022 yards rushing, 50 receptions, 320 yards receiving, and 29 total touchdowns. The depth chart is Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, Keelan Robinson, and LaQuint Allen Jr. Etienne is 26 years old. He's in the final year of his deal. I don't expect him to get a second contract here. He's underperformed, and the Jags have drafted 4 running backs since drafting him. Bigsby's 23 years old. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He's a one-dimensional back, but he's useful at times. Robinson is 25 years old. He's a 5th-round pick from last year. He started his rookie season on IR and finished on the bench. I think he'd make his bones on special teams, but there is probably nothing he does that Bhayshul Tuten can't do better. Allen is a 7th-round pick from this year. His size and metrics aren't horrible. He was projected to go in the 5th. The Jags got him late. Robinson and Allen are probably in a fight for the 4th spot here if Liam Cohen decides to keep that many. I really like Bhayshul Tuten a lot, but I'm gonna pump the brakes a little on his rookie year. He has the speed and ability to render anybody in this backfield obsolete. He will be the future here, but Travis Etienne is not gone yet. Definitely draft him if you can, just don't expect the rookie season that Bucky Irving enjoyed. In the 4th round, they took Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. He's instinctive, a solid tackler, disciplined. He has limited pursuit speed and below average explosiveness. Kaiser is 6'2", 231 pounds. He runs a 4.73 with a 48th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 7.68. The mid-rounds are often split between athletic upside with a lot to learn versus football players with underwhelming metrics. Kaiser is the 2nd. In college, he had 275 combined tackles, 6 sacks, and 6 fumbles forced. Our Lads has Kaiser listed as the weak side linebacker, behind Devin Lloyd and Chad Mumma. Lloyd is 26 years old. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Mumma's 25. He's on the final year of his current deal. Kaiser strikes me as a glue guy, a core special teamer, nothing more. I wouldn't roster him in IDP. Early 4th round draft capital does seem like a decent investment, but I don't think he's here to replace anybody. More likely, I think the Jags grab more linebackers next year. Houston Texans. I don't know if the Texans did enough with their picks, but they drafted some of my favorite prospects. Winners. CJ Stroud. They added a lineman and a few new weapons to the offense. Losers. John Metchie and Xavier Hutchinson. If you feel a slight breeze, it's the door closing behind you. In the 2nd round, they took Jayden Higgins, wide receiver out of Iowa State. First things first, he's big. He can go up and get it. He can be a red zone target. He's got a large catch radius. But he also shows decent wheels and a little wiggle after the catch. His comp was Nico Collins, but all I could see was Drake London. Higgins is 6'4", 214 pounds. He runs a 4.47 with an 87th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 9.63. That's decent juice for a guy that size. In college, he had 2 years of production with 140 receptions, 2,166 yards receiving, 15 total touchdowns. The depth chart is Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, John Metchie III, Tank Dell, Jaylen Noel, Xavier Hutchinson, Justin Watson, and Braxton Berrios. Collins is 26 years old. He has 3 years left on his current contract. Last year, he led the Texans in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Kirk is new to the team, traded from the Jaguars for some peanut brittle and an HJ. He's 28 years old. He's an unrestricted free agent after this season. Metchie is 24 years old. He's on the final year of his contract. Our lad showed him in a starting role, and I don't buy that for a second. If he was going to break out, it would have happened already. The Texans know it. Tank Dell is 25 years old. He's got 2 years left on his current contract. He suffered a devastating injury last season. He basically tore everything in his knee. I'm sure they hope he comes back and produces like he did early, but the Texans had to make moves, just in case. Noel is another rookie from this draft. I'll break him down in a second. Hutchinson is 24 years old. He has 2 years left on his deal. I don't think Xavier Hutchinson makes this roster. Justin Watson is the same guy, but with better production. I also think John Metchie is fighting for a roster spot here. With all the injuries at the position last year, the Texans have shown they want to upgrade their depth. Jayden Higgins can play the slot if needed, but he was mostly used as an X in college. He should be the number 3 here in short order, and probably the number 2 by next season. Tank Dell will come back at some point, but I don't think that much matters for Higgins. His ADP is currently between Matthew Golden, Luther Burden, and tight end Colston Loveland. All good choices for different reasons. In the 3rd round, they took Jaylen Noel, wide receiver out of Iowa State. He's a slot receiver with home run speed. He's got good short area burst and the ability to elude defenders. He could contribute on special teams immediately and has a lot of long-term upside. His comps were all nonsense. I saw him comped to everybody except the guy he's behind on this depth chart. And maybe that's because Noel offers far more burst and agility. Noel's 5'10", 195 pounds. He runs a 4.39 with a 99th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 9.75. In college, he had 4 years of production with 245 receptions, 2,855 yards receiving, 18 total touchdowns. Noel is likely just a return man in his rookie season. He's better suited to the slot, so he'll be the backup to Christian Kirk. And there's a good chance that he earns that role next year. He's got everything you look for, including good draft capital. Unfortunately, his ADP is between Jack Bech and Mason Taylor, guys I think that could probably give you a better return this season. But if your roster can bear it, I think you'd be thrilled to have Noel on your team long term. In the 4th round, they took Woody Marks, running back out of USC. His tape shows me some burst and the ability to make defenders miss. He's a good pass-catching back, lacks home run speed, lacks enough power to move a pile. He was projected to go in the 5th round. His comp was Kenneth Gainwell. Marks is 5'10", 207 pounds. He runs a 4.60 with a 51st percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 6.66. The devil. In college, he had 5 years of production between Mississippi State and USC. 3,016 yards rushing, 261 receptions for 1,546 yards receiving. He had 36 total touchdowns. That's a lot of time in school. It's a lot of production, which you like to see, but when it comes to running backs, they talk about how much tread is left on the tire, meaning maybe this 24-year-old that's not particularly big for his position took a lot of punishment. The depth chart is Joe Mixon, Daria Gumbawale, and Dameon Pierce. Mixon is 28 years old. He's got 2 years left on his current contract with a potential out after this year. He's a complete back and the running game goes through him. Ogumbawale is 31 years old. He's the pass-catching special teams back that they seem to love. He just re-signed to a 1-year deal. Whatever happened to Dameon Pierce? He's 25 years old. He's on the final year of his contract. He had super inflated hype when he came out of college. I tried to pump the brakes on his ADP, but his rookie season made it look like it was justified. Then poof. For whatever reason, he's the odd man out here. No matter the depth chart, it's worth noting that the Texans' offensive line was ranked dead last year, and they haven't exactly fixed it. Trading away Laramie Tunsil and replacing him with a 29-year-old Cam Robinson and a 2nd-round draft pick. I don't get Woody Marks. I wasn't a big fan of his tape. It was fine, but nothing remarkable. His metrics didn't show me anything more. His college stats were impressive, but I already mentioned the possible flip side to that. The best case for Woody Marks is the Texans wanted him and they traded up to get him. He's likely right behind the 28-year-old Joe Mixon here. That means opportunity, which means he does have value, but his ADP requires some level of belief in him, and I just don't have it. Indianapolis Colts. The Colts drafted a lot of good players for the future. The present is gonna be so pissed. Winners. Jalen Carleys, who appears to be the EJ Speed replacement since they didn't draft any linebackers. Losers. The tight end room. The Colts decided to stop half-assing the position and drafted with their entire ass. In the 1st round, they took Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State. He's big, athletic, competitive. He's got good ball skills. He makes difficult catches through contact. He's been described as Gronkish. His comp was Jeremy Shockey. Warren is 6'6", 256 pounds. He didn't test at the combine. In college, he had 153 receptions, 1,839 yards receiving, 25 total touchdowns. The depth chart is him, Mo Alley-Cox, Drew Ogletree, Will Mallory, Jelani Woods, and Albert Okwuegbunam. Warren is the long-sought answer to the question, what the fuck are we doing at tight end? Mo Alley-Cox? Please, no Mo Alley-Cox. None of these guys have a chance to compete with Warren outside of Jelani Woods, but the dude has gotta stay healthy. Right now, he's just in the mix to back him up. The hype on Tyler Warren has cooled just a little bit since the draft. The presumed best tight end became the 2nd tight end selected and went to a horrible quarterback situation. Nobody wants to be attached to Danny Dimes or Anthony Richardson. But things can change fast, and maybe outside of Caleb Williams, none of the top 5 tight ends in this draft class are going to have the same quarterback 3 years from now. Not Mason Taylor, not Terrence Ferguson, not Elijah Arroyo. Shit, did I just talk you into Colston Loveland? My point is that Tyler Warren is a top tight end prospect and you invest in the talent long term. Plus, in the short term, a great tight end can be a good outlet for a bad quarterback. In the 2nd round, they took JT Tuimoloau, edge out of Ohio State. He's got tremendous size and speed. He's creative at the line, showing different attacks to work past blockers. Tuimaloau is 6'4", 270 pounds. He runs a 4.72 with a 69th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 9.34. In college, he had 144 combined tackles, 3 fumbles forced, 2 interceptions, 23 and a half sacks, 45 tackles for a loss. That is crazy. The depth chart consists of Kwity Paye, and he'll be working opposite Leatu Latu, who's got that side on lockdown, and Samson Ebukam. Paye is 26 years old. He's on the final year of his contract. If you need an edge in IDP, grab this guy. Depending on the size of your league, he's going to get drafted late or be a priority waiver wire pickup. In the 5th round, they took DJ Giddens, running back out of Kansas State. When I watch his tape, I can see that he's a patient runner who follows his blocks and then explodes. He's got long speed. He looks like the prototypical back. Lance Zierlein said he's not explosive. Well, what do you call that? That's more explosive than diarrhea. He's the diarrhea of running backs. No? I'm workshopping it. His listed comp was Travis Etienne, but I think Tony Pollard might be a better one. Giddens is 6 foot, 212 pounds. He runs a 4.43 with a 95th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 9.56. That's good size, great speed, very athletic. In college, he rushed for 3,087 yards, averaging 6 yards per attempt. He had 58 receptions for 679 yards receiving, 27 total touchdowns. Only 1 fumble in his last 2 seasons. Production, check. The depth chart consists of Jonathan Taylor, Khalil Herbert, Tyler Goodson, and Salman Ahmed. Taylor's 26 years old. He's got 2 years left on his current contract with an out after this year. Next year, he'll also be $15 million against the cap versus $2 million to cut him. He also missed 7 games in the last 2 years due to injury. Herbert is 27 years old. He's new to the team on a 1-year deal. I've always liked him, but he hasn't produced in years. If he stays in front of Giddens this year, it will be because he's a better pass protector. Tyler Goodson is 24 years old. He's on a 1-year deal. Giddens was the 15th running back taken in the draft. I would have taken him at least 5 earlier. Fantasy Pros currently has him as the RB12 in rookie drafts, and I scoff at the guys ranked before him. Scoff, I say. I think it's safe to say people are sleeping on DJ Giddens. Now, what are the odds that a 5th round draft pick is anything more than a depth piece here? Probably not good, but I believe in the player, and there is opportunity here. If Jonathan Taylor misses time, Giddens is relevant. If they want to get out from under Taylor's contract next year, Giddens is relevant. Even if they move to a running back by committee, I think that Giddens is going to be part of that and will be relevant. I'm planting my flag on DJ Giddens and drafting him everywhere that I can. Tennessee Titans. The Titans definitely did a lot of things. I can't wait to evaluate this one in 3 years. Winners. Running backs, I guess. Sure. Losers. Will Levis, obviously. Cam Ward. He could benefit from the wisdom of a mentor like Joe Flacco. Instead, he gets Will Levis, Brandon Allen, and Tim Boyle. Now, get out there and be somebody. In the 4th round, they took Chimere, Dike, wide receiver out of Florida. He's a good route runner. He's quick. He's a decent receiver, but nothing really stood out to me about him. So I was surprised to see his metrics. 6'1", 196 pounds. He runs a 4.34 with an 85th percentile burst. He's got an RAS of 9.72. That's all the size and speed you want in a receiver. I'm just not sure I've seen it on the field yet. In college, he had 139 receptions, 2,261 yards receiving, 12 total touchdowns. Those are okay numbers. Again, nothing that blows me away. The depth chart is Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, Tyler Lockett, Elic Ayomanor, Traylon Burks, and James Prochet II. Ridley is 30 years old. He still has 3 years left on his current contract, but there is an out after this season, and they'll have to weigh if they want to eat $27 million in cap money for next season or eat $13 million in dead money to release him. Jefferson is 28 years old. He's on a 1-year deal. Lockett is 32 years old. He is on a 1-year deal. Ayomanor is another rookie from this draft. I'll get back to him in a bit. Burks is 25 years old. He is on the final year of his rookie deal. Unless the Titans want to pick up his 5th-year option, but that would be dumber than trading A.J. Brown. So the checks for tapes and stats are more of a pass than they are an endorsement. But the metrics and the opportunity here are fantastic. Only Calvin Ridley is likely back next year, and he's already 30. Dike profiles as a slot receiver. Now, I'm not a huge fan of DK, but he's got the size, speed, and opportunity to at least be a valuable asset here for Cam Ward. Right now, he's the wide receiver 19, and his ADP is low. If it stays that way, he is worth a target in the late rounds of your rookie drafts. In the 4th round, they took Gunnar Helm, tight end out of Texas. He's big, he's hard to bring down. His comp was Chris Manhertz. You know, Chris Manhertz. Helm is 6'5", 241 pounds. He runs a 4.84. He's got an RAS of 4.33. Oof, what happened there? They dinged him for short speed, his vertical, and weight? Are they skinny shaming him? In Texas, he had 79 receptions for 1,022 yards receiving, 9 total touchdowns. That's a little light on the production. The depth chart is Chig Okonkwo and Josh Whyle. Okonkwo is 25 years old. He's on the final year of his contract. Whyle is 25 years old. He has 2 years left on his contract. NFL analysts seem to love him. They say he's better than his metrics. And there is definitely opportunity here for Gunnar Helm with the Titans. This tight end room is anything but set. But he's got 2 big red flags for me. I think he is the 3rd best tight end in this room right now. And if Okonkwo isn't here next year, I'm not sold that Helm is the answer. I think he stays depth and they bring in somebody else. I am not investing in Gunnar Helm anywhere. In the 4th round, they took Elic Ayomanor, wide receiver out of Stanford. He's big, he's hard to tackle, he doesn't need a perfect ball, he can make a quarterback right. I didn't see much in the way of yak or ability to break tackles or make defenders miss. He looked a little slow to me, which is why, again, I was surprised to see that he's 6'2", 206 pounds and runs a 4.44 with an 84th percentile burst. Nothing slow about that. He's got an RAS of 9.71. In college, he had 125 receptions for 1,844 yards receiving and 12 total touchdowns. Ayomanor profiles as an ex-receiver, which means he's behind Ridley, at least for his rookie season. Not the worst thing, as scouts believe that he needs some time to develop. Again, I am not a huge fan of his tape, but everything else checks out, so he's at least worth a dart throw if the ADP is right. Thank you so much for watching Shut Up Football. Please leave your comments below, say hi to your mom for me, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
The devil.